guys, so I know I've been promising you this Q&A juicing video for the last few weeks, but Adam and I have been super overwhelmed with all the things happening. I am 10 days out from my due date, so hopefully I won't go into labor while we make this video. I am very pregnant right now.
Turn to the side, yeah, turn to the side.
Turn to the side.
There you go. Baby in the belly.
You asked us tons of questions about juicing, and a lot of them were written in a different way, but basically the same question. So Adam, what is the first question?
How long does juice last in the fridge, and can you make it in advance?
So funny story. This was our biggest mistake with juicing. When I started to read about juicing and we watched some videos and stuff, we got so excited about juicing, we ran out, bought a juicer, bought like $75 worth of produce, figured we would just juice for the whole week, and funny story, we juiced. And it took like, I don't know, it was like 3 hours that we juiced all the produce that we had. We had giant pitchers in our fridge full of juice, only to find out the next morning that all the juice had gone off because juice doesn't last more than a day. So no, you cannot make it in advance and store it for your day, for your whole week. It was $75 worth of produce gone down the drain. So don't do that. When I did do a juice cleanse, I did a whole 12 days of juicing. What I did do was I would make it in the morning and leave it for the whole day. So it's not like you have to make it and drink it right away. Obviously, you're gonna receive the most benefits if you make it and drink it right away. But if you're doing a whole week of juice cleansing, for me, it was just easier to just juice it in the morning and be done with it.
Are you full after drinking juice?
So one, yes, obviously if you're drinking like 32 ounces of liquid, you're gonna feel full, but it's not a meal replacement. This should not be like, oh, I'm gonna have my juice in the morning. That would be like drinking 32 ounces of orange juice from Tropicana and being like, oh, that was my breakfast, right? Like normal American breakfast is a juice and then, you know, bacon, eggs, whatever, right? But you wouldn't just drink the juice. That's not a breakfast. So even though you're getting tons of nutrition and vitamins and minerals and all those things, it's not going to keep you full and satisfied for more than like a half an hour to an hour. And it's definitely not supposed to be a meal replacement. So make sure that you do eat food after you have your juice. If you're gonna do juice cleanse, obviously you're not gonna do anything other than drink juice all day long, which I did, and it's great, totally recommend it. Did it for 12 days, felt totally fine. After the first day, your body adjusts, and it's kind of addicting actually. As soon as I'm not pregnant, I will be doing another juice cleanse.
What do you do with the leftovers from the juice and the pulp?
Funny story about that too is that when we first started juicing, I started to think, well, maybe I can turn this into like a recipe, and I tried to make a cake. You remember that?
It was good, I liked it.
Adam liked it. It was disgusting. It was like I put all the pulp and I tried to mix it up with a little bit of flour and maple syrup or something, and I tried to bake it into a cake, and Adam liked it, but it really was not like good at all. So now what we do is, now that we have, that was when we were living in an apartment, and unfortunately we just had to throw everything away, but now that we live in a house, Adam actually built a compost. So we compost outside, and we didn't buy one, Adam literally made one. If you want to see how Adam made a composter, maybe that can be another video, so leave a comment below if you want to see how Adam did that.
Can you juice while pregnant?
100%. A few of you have been asking me if it affects you at all, or if you shouldn't be juicing while you're pregnant. I juiced every day before my pregnancy. I've been juicing for almost a whole year now. And I have celery juice, 16 ounces of celery juice, and then I have usually a full mason jar. This is like 32 or 24 ounces of fruit juice, fruit and vegetable juice. And I've had like the easiest pregnancy, and it's I know a lot of you say, well, you can eat not well and still have an easy pregnancy, but I really do attribute having an easy pregnancy to my nutrition. Another thing that I did not have any issues with at all, even though it's like one of the top complaints of pregnancy, I did not have any constipation. I did not have any of those types of issues, even though you'll read about it all the time that pregnant women are super constipated. If you are, drink some juice, because this will definitely help flush out your system and you'll feel a lot better, so you should try it.
What kind of juicer do you use?
So right after we film this video, we're gonna film another video about the 4 different juicers that we now have used. They're all different price ranges, and they're all different levels of like goodness. I don't know.
Advantages, pros and cons.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to each of them. So we'll film that one, and I'll put the link in the description box for that video when it comes out.
How to save money.
So a lot of you asked that juicing is expensive. How are you going to save money? The biggest thing that we've noticed is that you have to shop around your local stores to find what the best deals are. Now I know, like if we go to one store, we know to buy the bananas, pears, and apples, and we know to go to another store to buy the oranges and celery or whatever it is. So just make sure that you shop around, look around, because there's a big difference in some of the prices. Obviously, we go to Costco for our celery, but sometimes Costco doesn't have celery. So it's a big bummer when you go to Costco and there's no celery, and then you have to go to a different store and buy like one head of celery for $2.50, which is just crazy because you can get 4 of them for $3.99 at Costco. Obviously, it's gonna be different at everyone's Costco's around the country, but yeah, so you just basically have to shop around. If it's farmers market season, go to the farmers market. But other than that, there's really no way of getting around the cost of fruits and veggies.
Juicing versus blending.
So a lot of you asked if there was a difference and if you could make juice through a blender and if you should do one over the other. So we're just gonna talk about juicing versus blending. So juicing is just the straight juice. It literally comes out looking like total liquid. And the biggest reason to juice on an empty stomach in the morning is to just flood your body with vitamins and minerals. It can be easily and quickly absorbed by your body. So every morning I juice before I eat food or have a smoothie. But yeah, you cannot make juice through a blender unless you're going to blend it and then put it through a nut bag, which is just gonna take forever and it's not worth it. Should you do one over the other? No, they're both really great for your body. For blending, you're gonna keep all the fiber. If you blend an apple, obviously you're not gonna throw away any part of that apple except for the core, but nothing's gonna shoot out the other side and make pulp. So you're gonna eat the whole apple if you are drinking a smoothie. 2 carrots, 2 apples, a piece of ginger, or a lemon, and a bunch of other things in here. Celery. It's not gonna be easy for me to sit here and eat all of those different fruits and vegetables throughout the day. So you can get a lot more of your nutrition in there if you just juice it. So for blending, you're gonna use less of these fruits and vegetables, but then it's in liquid form and you don't have to walk around chomping on a celery stick or whatever it is. And then you can also add, like, if you have supplements that you want to add into a smoothie, it's obviously a really easy way to get in your supplements because then you can just make it in a smoothie. So yeah, it's kind of the difference.
Yeah, so the reason that you juice is you're trying to get as many minerals and nutrients into your body as fast as possible.
Easily absorbed. And
you're blending so that you can get the foods in liquid form so you can drink them easier, eat them easier.
So there you go.
There you go.
They're both good.
They're both good.
And you should do either one or the other or both or whatever works into your system, into your schedule.
Cleaning tips.
Okay, so a lot of you asked how to make it easier to clean your juicer. I have no tips for that. The only thing I can possibly tell you is that after you clean it, after you juice right away or blend or whatever you're gonna do, the easiest thing to do is clean it right away. Like if you leave it for a while, then it's gonna get hard. The first thing is the blade, right? The blade is super annoying to clean. Even if you put it in the dishwasher, they all say that you can put them in the dishwasher. They do not go in the dishwasher because they do not come out clean. It's crazy. So you have to actually wash it right away. But Adam's hack with the part that holds the
compost,
the stuff that comes out the other side, the pulp.
Pregnancy brain.
For the pulp, Adam just takes the pulp in that container, pushes it down, puts that in the freezer so that we don't have to keep emptying it and cleaning that every day until it starts to get full. Then we have to empty it. But it's obviously easier to just shove it in your freezer and then not do it for a couple days.
But isn't that a lot of sugar? Question mark, question mark.
Probably the most asked question was about the sugar and that if you drink this juice, it's going to be the equivalent of Coke or eating, like, oh, I don't remember.
Drinking a can of Coke or something.
All the things that people were saying. But no, it is not the equivalent. This is not the same thing. The first thing I would say is go Google medical medium fruit fear, because I was definitely a person that had fruit fear, and I remember it very clearly. I was listening to the audiobook and reading along, and the medical medium book. I'll put it in the link just in the description box below. And he has a whole section about fruit fear. And at the end of the section, he was talking about a case study, and he was explaining how he had a client, and then he says to the client something like, how much fruit do you eat a day? And she said, none. And I was like, who the heck doesn't eat fruit? And then I realized, oh, I don't eat fruit. I was not a fruit eater. I always thought bananas have too much sugar, and that, you know, like an apple a day is good, but like you shouldn't eat any other types of fruit. So I realized, oh my God, I don't even eat any fruit. And so for the last year, my fruit intake has gone up like you wouldn't believe, because basically since like probably the Atkins stuff came out when carbs were bad, I stopped eating sugars and anything that had a carb in it at that time. So I developed this thing in my mind that you can't eat fruit, and it's a common thing. That's why he wrote an entire chapter about it. It's called Fruit Fear, and it makes so much sense when you read the chapter. I don't have any issues with my blood sugar levels. I feel so much better. So that's my 2 cents on it, but Adam has other things to say to you.
Oh yeah. Am I gonna even fit in here? I don't think I can fit. I'll do this. Here's the deal with sugar. So people ask, is that too much sugar, or is too much sugar in that? I like to ask the question back to them. How does your body create energy? What goes into the body and what creates energy? What's the chemical reaction in the body that makes energy? It's glucose. Your body runs on glucose. Like literally, your body as a car, when you go to the petrol station, when you go to the gas station to fill it up, you put glucose from the tap directly into your body, and that makes energy. Your body, and glucose is sugar. Sugar is obviously a big umbrella that's broken down into dextrose and fructose and all the other oses, that maltose. All those things are all sugars, which all get broken down into the body into glucose. So when people say like, is that too much sugar? Well, yeah, it's too much sugar if you eat terrible sugar and you have a terrible liver, and your liver can't produce any of that stuff, and your body gets insulin resistant. But if you, like, I've been vegan now for a year, right? I eat thousands of carbs a day. Like I eat, like 90% of my diet is carbs. You know, I lost 20 pounds this year, like getting shredded on a full high carb diet, right? Your body is designed to get sugar in. It's designed to have sugar. Your brain works on sugar. It's a sugar machine. Your brain works on sugar. It needs sugar. Everything is designed for your body to use sugar. Now we live in a society now where they are telling us that sugar is bad, and that's why keto diet has been a huge push in the last like 2 years, because when you don't eat sugar, your body then is able to burn fat, and it's like a life hack, or it's like a body hack. You can hack your body to burn fat, but there's no need to use that body hack. Your body does that naturally when you're starving. If you starve yourself, the body's natural defense is to eat its fat stores. So the keto people have made a loop around. If you don't eat sugar, you eat fat instead, your body's only getting fat, and then it can burn fat. That isn't good for the body. Your body isn't naturally designed to do that. Your body is naturally designed to eat carbs like a carb machine. If you are an athlete, you can't be a keto athlete. It's not good for you to be a keto athlete because your body needs sugar to get explosive energy. Your body runs off glycogen and glucose and all the sugars working in your body to make a reaction in your body that provides you energy. So you got to get it out of your head. Like I'm talking like really hard and really fast to you about this, but like it's a thing. Like this fruit fear thing is so real. Like even I had a little bit of fruit fear just a few years ago, but growing up as a kid, I was an athlete. I played competitive sport. I played cricket in multiple countries. Like my parents fed me fruit and veggies, and we would carb load the day before. We would have a track meet or something like that, because your body is designed to run off carbohydrates. When you start adding carbohydrates into your diet, you're going to get more energy, you're going to feel better, and especially if you're doing it healthy with a whole food plant-based diet, you're just going to be thriving as a human. The thing that goes wrong is when you're drinking Coca-Cola and these cereals and high carb, high processed sugars, that's just going to put strain on your liver, it's going to put strain on your body, and that's when you start becoming insulin resistant, because it's not in its natural form. It's not how it's naturally meant to be provided to you. So that's why you drink the juice. And if you have a terrible system, you're drinking the juice to help cleanse your system, to help clear your system, so it helps your liver become a better machine. It's meant to do what it's meant to do, and you feel better overall. So don't worry about the sugar thing. Sugar is like a whole different thing. I challenge you to go drink some fruit juice and go run and then see how you feel. You're going to feel a lot better.
And that doesn't mean go buy fruit juice in the grocery store that has added sugar in it.
Right. We're talking about pulp. We're talking about pulp-free orange juice. Like we're talking about real juice.
We're talking about natural sugar,
Like,
natural sugars,
like
like
real-
in dates.
Right, dates. Like I eat dates like a mofo. I eat like 12 dates a day.
No, you do not.
I eat lots of dates. Trust me. How many pits are in that thing right now?
It's not 12 a day, but it is a lot of dates. We
Okay,
eat a lot
I'll
of
eat
dates.
between at least more than 5 a day. More than 5 dates a day. Between 5 and 10 dates a day. I think I eat 12 dates a day.
Actually, fun fact, breast milk is mostly sugar.
That's right. That's right.
It's not protein, it's not fat. Like, you know, all the trendy diets are like high protein, high fat. It's you literally come out of the womb and your body needs sugar to function and grow into a full-size human.
Get off the too much sugar train. Get on the eat carbs, carb up train, and feel better.
And end rant.
End rant. I'm gonna go back to me in the camera. Later, guys. How much celery juice should you start with if you're just starting out?
So we made a whole video about celery juicing, and a bunch of you asked what happens if you're just starting in the beginning and you really don't like celery. So in the beginning, I also really did not like celery. I don't enjoy eating celery, so the taste of celery juice was like, for me. But now I've gotten much more accustomed to it. And so in the beginning, you might feel like 16 ounces is way too much. And you might want to just start with 8 ounces or 4 ounces, like whatever it is that you need. Listen to your body. You might have 4 ounces and then you feel like, I'm going to stop right now. You just might not feel very good because your body is detoxing, and it's also like, what the heck, what did you just put in me? Not in a bad way, but like your body's just not used to it. So you can work your way up from 4 to 16 ounces. You can even drink more than 16 ounces if you want to. So it's totally up to you guys, but just listen to your body. That's it. If you do have like sensitive stomach to things, I would definitely suggest starting with only 4 ounces and working your way up.
Can you make celery juice in a blender?
You can, but it's really annoying. If you want to, you're gonna have to put the celery in the blender, and then you're gonna have to filter it through a nut bag, and it just takes a long time, and you're not gonna get the most amount of juice out of it. In a juicer, you're gonna get the most amount of juice. So I would definitely not recommend using a blender. In the video that we're gonna talk about all the different types of juicers, there's a juicer that you can buy that's like 40 bucks that is great if you're just gonna juice celery in the morning. So
that's the next video in the series.
If you have any other questions though that we're not addressing in this video, let me know and we'll actually just directly answer you. And that's it. So stay tuned and catch up on the previous juicing videos if you missed those. And anything else? That's it. Bye guys. Namaste.